True friendship. Charlie had always been a solitary person. He had never been good at making friends and had always preferred to spend his time alone, reading books or tinkering with his various projects. But all of that changed when he met Max. Max was a scruffy little terrier who lived down the street from Charlie. They first met when Max wandered into Charlie's front yard, wagging his tail and sniffing around. Charlie had never been much of a dog person, but something about Max's friendly nature and wagging tail won him over. From that day on, Charlie and Max became inseparable. They would go on long walks together, exploring the woods behind Charlie's house and the nearby park. Max would always be pulling on his leash, eager to sniff out new scents and meet new friends. And Charlie would always be right there with him, watching him with a fond smile and a growing sense of affection. As the weeks and months went by, Charlie began to realize that Max was more than just a loyal companion. He was a true friend, in every sense of the word. Max never judged Charlie, never asked for anything in return, and always seemed to know just what he needed. Whether it was a playful romp in the park or a quiet cuddle on the couch. Charlie began to open up to Max in ways he never had to anyone else. He shared his fears and anxieties, his hopes and dreams, and Max always listened patiently, with his head cocked to one side and his big brown eyes full of understanding. One day, when Charlie was feeling particularly down, Max surprised him by bringing him a toy. It was a chewed-up tennis ball that Max had found in the park, but to Charlie it was the most precious gift he had ever received. He realized then that Max had been watching him, learning his likes and dislikes, and trying to find the ways to make him happy. From that day on, Charlie and Max were more than just owner and pet. They were true friends, bonded by a deep and abiding love that transcended words and language. When Charlie fell ill a few years later, Max was there by his side, never leaving his side as he recovered. And when Max himself grew old and sick, Charlie returned the favor, caring for him as best he could, even when it meant sitting up with him all night or carrying him up the stairs. In the end, Max passed away peacefully, with Charlie holding his paw and whispering words of comfort in his ear. Charlie was heartbroken, but he knew that Max had left him with a priceless gift, the gift of true friendship, of unwavering loyalty and boundless love. Years later, when Charlie himself was nearing the end of his own life, he would often think back on those long walks in the woods with Max, on the way he would bark and wag his tail whenever he saw Charlie coming, on the way he would curl up at his feet and look up at him with those big brown eyes full of love. And even in his last moments, as he lay on his deathbed surrounded by his family, Charlie knew that Max was waiting for him, wagging his tail and ready to welcome him into the next world, just as he had always been there for him in this one. The end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.